live, mister.
And it looks like
We're live. We are live.
Devel.
Okay, all right. Mm.
Yep.
You got
Lights,
a
camera,
fresh face
action.
today, yeah? Fresh
Fresh man.
face. Yeah?
Fresh
You've been
face.
hit by a blade. Yeah? A blade. A daywalker. It's been all up in your face.
Oh man, still waiting for that. We are still
So,
waiting for that, man.
we're going to carry
We're
on
gonna be,
waiting, man.
we're gonna carry on waiting, and you always will be. You know what was the line? What was his line in there?
There'll ever be one blade.
Classic. All right, listen, look, folks. You have downloaded episode 386.
386. Have you had your Weetabix?
That sounded mildly creepy, by the way. Mildly creepy. And talking about creepy, we've got, listen, man, don't you reckon, Deval, it's a great year for independent horror movies?
Great year. Great year. Great
And
year.
we've got a few movies that we want to speak about. So it's going to be a rampacked show, folks. So stick around for the next kind of 45, 50 minutes. We want to get through Backrooms, Masters of the Universe, Scary Movie 6. And if we've got time, we might throw in Passenger as well. But let's see how we get on. Now, before we get into the main show, let's do the shout outs.
Yeah, first couple of shout outs. So we got the Industry Tea. Go check them out on Instagram. They are a great organization. They put together some really good events, I should say. I went to an event last month, and they've got another event coming up in a couple of months. Every so often they hold these events. So go check them out on Instagram, the Industry Tea _ So great people. And our other shout out goes to our very own Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, great friend of the show. He's always letting us know about things he likes, things he doesn't like and stuff like that. So he's a tough cookie, doesn't always like everything.
Doesn't like everything.
You know what I mean?
And
Doesn't like everything, and you're not supposed to. And he lets us know.
And that's
so
the way it should be.
Emmanuel, I know, yeah, Emmanuel's cool.
We'll get him
on the show again soon. We saw him on the show a few weeks ago.
Yep.
So we've got a few movies this year coming up in the summer. So you'll definitely see Emmanuel again. So Emmanuel, big shout out to you.
Big shout out. All right. Okay. Devout. Let's get into movie news now. This one, Lights Out. Just remind our listeners, what is Lights Out? Tell us about the cast and what's happening with this.
Yeah, Lights Out was I think it came out, was it 2016? I think it was their first film. And Lights Out was a good indie film, good low sort of budget horror film. And it was basically about some spirit that basically thrived while the lights were out. This one was directed by David F. Sandberg, and it starred Teresa Palmer, Maria Bello, and Gabriel Bateman. I'm just trying to be extra. And so there was a short film that was out about this before the feature film. So sometimes short films and indie filmmakers do a little piece, and then the studio says, "Yep, we want more of it," and then then that film would get then a bigger budget and a feature film, which is a bit similar to what we're going to talk about later.
We'll speak a bit later on. Okay.
But yeah, basically, Lights Out 2 is going to happen real soon. So you're going to get more about this spookiness and the dark and stuff like that. So looking forward to that one.
Brilliant. All right. Okay. And this next one, I'm looking forward to this because Streets of Rage, Devalda, is one of those games that I used to play in the arcade, played it on console. I've got it on my PlayStation 5, man. I've got the new version. I've got the new version on my PlayStation 5.
Gosh.
And you know what? If they make a movie out of this and they can turn this movie into something special, man, I'll be all over it. I'll watch it. So tell us, give us a bit more about this.
Yeah, Streets of Rage is Sega. It was a Sega game that came out. I think it was 1991. The game came out. It was a sort of 2D game. You go from side to side, basically fighting people in the streets. It was a few characters. You had Adam Hunter, you had Axel Stone, you had Blaze as well. And you're just fighting basically in the streets. Like, think of like Beat It, Michael Jackson and those guys in Beat It and Bad. Like all those people like fighting, that kind of, costume and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a sort of 80s stroke, sort of mainly 90s game. And this is now going to be made into a feature film of some sort. As we know, some games translate well into films, some don't. So let's see how this one turns out.
And we're going to just remind everyone again, we're going to see Street Fighter is going to be coming pretty soon. And obviously that was like, it's almost like obviously for Nintendo, Street Fighter was actually, yeah, no, they had Street Fighter on Sega as well because it came out. Because I know Capcom, but remember
Yeah,
it was
both.
originally like an exclusive though with Nintendo or something. Was it?
I think
Or
so. I think so. But yeah, it was on both. Both of
it
them
was on
had to
both
have it. So yeah,
Sega and stuff like that. So yeah, so Street Fighter, this is another big one, Streets of Rage. So Sonic the Hedgehog, they've obviously had a big hit with Sonic the Hedgehog. They've done
yeah.
3 movies and a TV show. So some good things happening. Let's move on to this. And if you've listened to our previous episode, we reviewed Obsession, and Deval, you went out and you watched it again, second time round. What did you make of it second time round?
Second time round, film is just as good, if not better. It's
Mm,
definitely the sort of film you want to watch more than once.
yep.
And I will say this is probably the best film of the year I've seen so far. I think this
Mhm.
film, Obsession, needs to be nominated for something
Yep.
more than one award, whether it can be an Oscar, that'd be great. But for the fact it was made for a budget of reportedly about $750,
Mm.
$750,000,
I
sorry,
was going to say, man, I'll
seven
pay
hundred
for
and
that.
fifty thousand dollars. I'll buy that for $1. And and it's grossed so far as we speak today $178 million.
That's madness.
170. That's a I don't know. That's 1,000x, isn't it? I don't know. I can't do the maths.
It's
That is
crazy.
just crazy money. It's dominating the box office. Backrooms we're going to talk about a bit later as well.
Mhm.
That's done crazy money
That's
as well.
done
That's on
crazy money.
154 million, $154 million worldwide so far on a budget of about I think 10 million. Again, crazy. So
A24.
yeah. So A24. Some of these short filmmakers that apply their craft on YouTube and stuff. We get a really good idea. Mostly sometimes around the horror. Horror can really flip if you do a really good horror film, but
Mm.
it's just really good to see, And I recommend seeing Obsession more than once.
100%. And we're going to get into the whole Backrooms just in a
Mm.
bit, so stick with us. But before we get to that, let's do quickly, briefly, new on streaming. Now, we've already spoken about this because we saw the trailer and we kind of said this is like Stranger Things meets Cocoon meets I don't know what, chuck in another 80s movie, Devaldo. This The Burrows has probably got it all, but apparently
Yeah.
this is doing really well.
It's doing all right. I've seen so far, I think, 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically, like I said before, it is Stranger Things for pensioners. And
Yeah.
they are doing the same sort of things as Stranger Things. There's something strange in the town, but
Right.
it doesn't look obvious. Everyone in the town is just living their life. Ha, ha. Hello, Mrs. Sullivan, kind of waving. You know what I mean? But then there's something insidious in the
Lurking.
background by an overseer who knows more than they're letting off.
Mm.
So it's interesting. It's on Netflix. Episodes are about 50 minutes each, 45 minutes each, and good cast. Alfred
Yeah.
Molina, Alfred Woodard. It's good cast. So yeah, it's quite a decent show, and
Yeah.
obviously made by the people that made Stranger Things. So
Right. There you go. So the Duffers are
mm,
behind it.
yeah, yeah.
All right, go check it out, folks. Let's do trailers. We've got a few that we want to speak about. And again, talking about Stranger Things, this gave me a lot of Stranger Things vibe to this as well. But this is really, this was a bit weird, this one. So it's called The End of Oak Street. It stars, um, what's his name?
Oh, Ewan McGregor and Anne
Ewan
Hathaway.
McGregor, Anne Hathaway, big stars. And it's set in the kind of looks like as if it's the 70s, the 80s. So really
Mm,
kind of, and you can tell obviously with with the clothes that they're wearing, that it's that kind of that period piece. Something weird happens in the middle of the night and their house gets transported apparently to another area. But this other area, it's the same street, but maybe a different universe or something. And
yep.
Deval, is it dinosaurs or is it aliens? Or
From the
both?
trailer, it seems like dinosaurs. It seems like they've gone to some sort of prehistoric time period or
Mm,
prehistoric place. We don't know if it's a different time period or what. But this is directed by a great director,
mm.
David Robert Mitchell, who directed It
It
Follows,
follows.
really wicked horror film from
Mm.
2014, I think it was. And from what people are saying, there's lots of people online talking about how this is linked to the Cloverfield universe.
Oh.
Yeah, because the Cloverfield universe, there was certain things, certain like basically Oak Street. Oak Street appears in the Cloverfield universe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it appears as an address in there, and I think there's a company that's registered to the Cloverfield, or something to do with a company
Mhm.
that's registered to it, or something like that, where
Yeah.
Oak Street is mentioned, and basically Oak Street is linked. There's so many different ways in which they are basically putting it in our face, but being a bit subtle about it.
Something about
Only
it.
people
Yeah.
that know the backstory to this basically know.
Mm.
So I think at the end of Oak Street, there's a map where at the end of Oak Street
Leads on to.
is Cloverfield. There's a map in a certain
Oh.
location in America which is tied to the filmmakers, where the end of Oak Street is Cloverfield and it's on the map. So
Oh
why does it
shit.
say end of Oak Street? Why is it called that? It could be
The
called
end of
just
Oak
Oak
Street.
Street, but they know this is direct. This is produced by J.J. Abrams as well. So
Oh,
Cloverfield, do you know what I
Cloverfield
mean? This
all over
must
it.
be part of it. Must be part of it.
Absolutely. So we'll check it out. It looks great. Yeah, we'll obviously give you a review and tell you all about it on the show. So keep it up with us. The next one is How to Rob a Bank, and this remind me. It's kind of got the vibe of Dumb Money. We've had the what was the movie that we saw where it was about the Bitcoin one? Or was that Dumb Money?
Yeah, that was Dumb Money. Yeah,
That was Dumb
yeah,
Money, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
kind of fitting it into this kind of this generation, kind of for millennials, and kind of the world that we live in right now, which is kind of
mm,
based on influencers online and being viral, and these
mm,
people set up basically like a YouTube channel or go online and telling us how to rob a bank. And you know what sets them apart is they don't kill people. They've got blanks like for
mm,
cartridges.
mm.
They film everything. They're like Robin Hood people. They're giving it back to the poor people, sticking two fingers, middle finger up to the kind of the man in the suit and all that. So yeah, it's kind of got interesting vibes with this.
It looks really fun, and
Mm.
you're right. This is a play on modern society, and people will follow them. People might see them robbing a bank, and because they know who they are, oh, can I get a selfie? It's
Yeah.
mad. Nicholas Holt's in this,
Yeah.
good actor. Zoe
Nice.
Kravitz is in this. John C. Riley, Christian Slater, Pete Davidson. You
Mm.
got Tati Gabrielle, who we just saw in Mortal Kombat recently,
Yeah.
directed by David Leitch or Lech, who obviously was behind Deadpool 2, I
Deadpool
believe
2.
it was,
Bullet
and John
Train.
Wick and stuff like that, Bullet Train. So it's got good stuff behind it. So this should be decent, I think.
Should
Yeah,
be
and
decent,
funny.
really, really
Mm,
decent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. All right, the next one. This one is edge of your seat stuff about it. I remember we spoke about Fall, the first one,
mm,
and this crazy story. So what they've done is they've basically transplanted that story into another scenario where two people, they're climbing, they're 11,000 feet up. And what I loved about the whole setup was at the beginning of the trailer, they're like, when you get to 11,000 feet in the air, you start losing concentration, you start
mm.
breathing heavily, you start hallucinating, you start doing all this sort of shit. The last thing you want to happen at 11,000 feet. And then it cuts to these people that, like, what she's doing, Divaldo, going from point to point on that ledge. I'm like, no way, no way.
It's crazy, and you're right. What they say about the science behind it, they say that up to 11,000 feet, I think the oxygen levels drop to
Drop
13%, and
something like that.
that
Yeah,
causes physical, changes in your body. You hallucinate. You don't have the strength in your muscles that you normally have because
yeah.
oxygen
There's less
depravity and
oxygen.
exactly. So lots of things happen, and you got to like look down and you see.
Mm.
I couldn't do
Man,
it, mate. So
it's madness, isn't it?
the tension behind this, and you see on the trailer,
I
they got a
know,
sister up there.
man.
First of all,
And
I
what I
know she's
love,
not. I don't know any sister who's going up there for nothing. That's the only unrealistic thing about this. It's not happening, mate.
oh man, that was
Look, and
so
she's
funny.
walking on some bars. I'm like, what?
What?
Nah, no,
How
no,
do
no,
the
no.
bars get? How do they put bars up there in the first place? That's like all I'm just thinking. Why would you go up there? These adrenaline junkies,
Oh
man. This
my
is absolutely crazy.
gosh.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's called Fall 2 Dead Point. And the first one, it was I think it did well at the box office. Well, it did enough for it to earn.
Yeah, no, the first one was on Netflix, remember, wasn't it? Or am I
Oh
getting it
yeah,
wrong? I think it
yeah.
might have been on. Yeah, I think it might have been on streaming. The first one.
So I remember
It
watching
done
it.
well, though. Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Really, because it's that story, isn't it?
yeah.
It's like, what do you do
Mm,
when it's just you up, you know, eleven
right.
thousand feet, Deval? Um, yeah. All right. Okay. So go check it out. Go check out the trailer. Now, this next one, this looks like a mad one. And then I realized the reason why it looks so mad is because the person who directed this is the one who gave us the platform, and that movie
Mate.
is mad.
Oh,
If you haven't seen the
this
platform, you need to go watch it. Now, this movie it stars um, Marianne Wine. Is it Winstead or Winstead? I can't even
Mary
remember.
Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah,
Mm,
and she's part of Cloverfield. We've already spoken about Cloverfield.
yeah, yeah.
She's married to what's his name?
Oh, I don't know. Who's she married to?
The one from the end of Oak Street.
What? Who? Who's
What's his
this?
name? The Scottish guy,
Oh, Hugh McGregor. Are they
Ewan
married?
McGregor. I think they're
I didn't
married.
know that. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And in this movie,
Mm.
the rich people are afflicted with some sort of virus, and then this is what I don't get. It's just mad. Rich people are basically dying, and then other rich people can get the disease. So it's a fight. So there's a survival race. You have to try and get rid of your money. So it's political, it's satirical. It's like, the world is suffering at the moment, and rich people, the only way for them to survive is to get rid of their wealth.
Such
And
a clever concept, man.
such a, isn't it mad, Deval?
Oh, and
Crazy.
the director, Galder Gatuela,
Mm.
Ule, oh, I'm butchering the name. I'm so sorry. His first name is Galder. I think he's a Spanish director.
Yeah,
I think, and he directed, like you mentioned, the platform. Please watch the platform
yeah,
because the
mad.
the messaging behind that and this
I think it's
is
going to be
so
similar.
good. Yeah, it's just what you need to get now and again to knock you into, just appreciation,
Mm.
basically. This film is so smart. This film was made 2 years ago,
What?
2024. And I think they've had difficulties with distribution and all kinds. I don't
Yeah,
know, but it's only
yeah.
now it's looking to be released.
Yeah, filmed in
So
London. There's shots of the UK in there, and
yeah,
it looks like as if it goes all over the place. And
yeah,
it's rich people, because obviously this is a big thing in the world right now, though, Deval,
mm,
right? Between the haves and the haves not, rich people have got too much, and people they don't have a lot. But here it's some sort of reversal where the rich people are
yeah,
they're being targeted. So go check
yeah.
out the trailer. It's called Rich Flu. Tell us what you think. Now, finally,
Mm,
I want to quickly just mention this one. This is like an action movie. Stars Adriana Arjona. We've seen her in she was in Andor.
yeah.
And yeah, so she's really, really great. And it stars Dan Stevens, it stars Michael Bean, and it reminded and funny, interesting Devalda, it's got Michael Bean in this, and it does have this kind of connection to Terminator, where
Mm,
the government are experimenting on creating these universal soldiers, these kind of
mm,
machines, and then they somehow get unleashed onto the general population, like you and me,
yeah.
and they start going into the towns and they start killing normal people. And I'm telling you, Devaldo, when you see the figures, the size of them, they're mad what they do. And they just start going into towns, they start going into supermarkets, and they just start shooting, killing people left,
Mm,
right, and center. There's just like no mercy. And they chance upon Adriana's trailer park, but she has got a past. She's maybe
mm,
been in the Marines. She's been she's a soldier. She knows how to handle herself. And when they come knocking on the door, because they're just going from town to town and clearing people out. They're on a mission. They've gone rogue. Like imagine like in Terminator, just gone rogue. And there's a team. There's not just one of these machine soldiers. There's like a whole team of them. They come to her trailer park, and then the shit is the fan, and she's got to protect her daughter, the whole team. So it looks mad. And this is A24.
yeah, need I say more? The director was Adam, or is Adam Wingard, and he's directed some really good stuff. Godzilla versus Kong,
Mm,
Godzilla versus Kong, the New Empire. I think that's the same one, or
yeah.
the sequel to that, I should say. He directed Death Note, Blair Witch, the 2016 version. He
Okay.
directed The Guest, which also had
And
uh,
Stevens.
Dan Stevens in it. So he's done quite a lot. So Yeah, I think he knows how to handle action and stuff and so on.
Mm.
So it should be good.
Should be good. Looking forward to this one. All right, go check those out, folks. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, and write a review. If you like what you're hearing, write a review. It'll help with the algorithm. Yeah, so we'd really appreciate that. All right, okay, let's get into anniversary corner. So we've got a movie that's connected to one of the movies that we're going to be speaking about. This is Scary Movie 2 from 25 years ago, which is incredible. 2001. So we spoke about just not too long ago. Actually, I think we already did we mention Scary Movie Devaldo? It feels like as if we already mentioned Scary Movie, the first one,
I
or
think
no?
so.
Maybe
Did
I
we?
can't
Maybe we
remember.
didn't. No.
I don't know. But here's Scary Movie 2. So here's the thing with these movies. So whatever big horror movie was out in the previous year or a couple of years before, Scary Movie lot, the Wayans Brothers, they sorry, there's just
Ghost Train. Ghost Train.
that's a bloody what is that? That's like an aeroplane.
It's an onslaught. That's what it
That
is.
is that's mad. So the Wayans brothers, and then obviously the cast of the original cast from the first one, they all got back together, and they just take the piss out of all the
Mm,
big movies that came out before. So yeah, what were
yeah.
some of the movies that they were doing on this one, parodying in this one?
This one, I think, was a lot of like haunted house kind of movies and stuff like that.
Mm,
And I think at the times, obviously, Scream as well took the piss out
mm,
of Scream quite a lot. That's where Ghostface comes into it. And they also took the piss out of just those teen kind of high school movies and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Mm.
So yeah, a bit of a mixture. I did prefer the first one. I
First
think
one was
also
good.
Exorcist in this one was taking the piss out of quite a lot in Scary Movie 2, but I did prefer the first one. The first one for
Mm.
me was just mad.
It was crazy. It was mad.
Second one was okay. Third one for me is my best. The third
Oh,
one is
is
my
it?
favorite.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
the third one for me, I just don't know. That one was just, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, this movie, this part two, according to
Mm,
Wikipedia, there's a budget of 45 million, and the box office
mm.
was 140 mil.
Yeah, done a
So
lot. And the
really
first one done even
successful.
better on a
Yeah,
smaller budget. The first one did even better. Yeah,
that is
crazy.
mad, 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 mad,
And
mad. All right.
the first two were the ones that were done by the Wayans brothers. They
Mm.
did everything, wrote, directed the whole lot of it. And then obviously I think they either lost their rights to it or sold the rights. Some sort of
Oh, gotcha.
controversy happened where then the rights went to another group and it was directed by someone else and so on. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah.
Exactly. We'll get into that one. All right. Okay. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. Let us know what you think if you do go out and watch it. All right. Let's get into the film reviews. And yes, we've been waiting on this one for a while. This has been out for now a couple of weeks. And like Deval mentioned at the start of the show, this movie has done really, really well at the box office. And in terms of budget, Devaldo, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's got Chiwetel Ejiofor in it. He's the kind of the biggest, like the most famous person in this movie. But I mean, you're not gonna. This isn't a huge budget, is it?
No. The budget for this one looks like it was, oh yeah, 10 million,
10
estimated 10
mil.
million. And so far it's done $154 million worldwide.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of buzz out on the internet, and you're probably thinking, well, what's all the buzz? Well, the buzz is because A24, they did a real kind of great marketing campaign with this, Devado. They're releasing the trailers. They're obviously hyping up the fact that Kane Parsons was 16 years old when he created this short video, the short videos on YouTube. And it started off on this, and I've mentioned this before on the show. It started off with just a picture, Devaldo. It just started off with a
On
picture
4chan, I think it was,
on
and stuff like that.
4chan, and someone put a picture up saying, "Look at this creepy space." They call it subliminal space. So all it is just kind of like a white room, a few objects in there, a door in the picture, and then from that, other people started posting other pictures saying, "Oh, what about this creepy room? What about this creepy room?" And then this kid from America called Kane Parsons, he took it one step further and he was like, "Okay, I'm going to turn this into a short film. There's something
Mm,
beyond this where it's a found footage, someone's in this kind of space, there's a room that leads into another room that leads into another room, there's a sound, there's something following it, and boom." And then it's just had this cult status, Deval. So
Mm.
here we are in 2026. A24, who's this kind of film studio, they've backed really really great movies. They've got a good horror pedigree. They've given him the reins, and you know they've said, okay, Kane, you know this universe, you know exactly what you're doing. We want you to kind of build up this because we feel like as if there's more stories to tell in this universe. And so that's kind of like the backstory behind the movie. But Devout, just give our audience a background in terms of a plot storyline of where are we with this film.
Yeah, so again, yeah, this is a film you need to see. But the
Mm.
backstory around the back rooms, you've got Chirito Ejiofor, who is like a furniture store owner. He's got a business of a furniture store, which isn't doing too well. And this is all set basically in the 90s as well. So the whole sort of film is set in the 90s. And then you have Renate how do you pronounce her name? Renate Rensiv?
Hmm.
Reins, Renate
Right.
Reins. I can't pronounce
Is she
names,
German?
but
I think. Is it German? Is she
I
German?
don't. It looks like she might be. I don't know, but she's like she is his shrink,
Yeah.
and he goes to see
Therapist.
her
Yeah.
because he's had a tough, he's had a tough relationship. He's divorced and stuff like that. He's going through tough times, so he goes to see his shrink, and he tells her about his life, and she's trying to help him out basically. So they live in separate lives, don't really, intermingle. Chioto Ejiofor has a couple of staff at his store who are trying to help him to make the store, be better and stuff like that. But it's failing. He's doing these adverts as a pirate to try and get people to buy his furniture.
Furniture.
So he's just at his store one day, and he basically, under his store, there's some sort of power shortage that he can't figure out. He calls an electrician, they can't figure it out. And one day he's in his store because he doesn't really go home. He sleeps in the
No,
store. It's a furniture store. He's got a bed there. Why not use it?
he's watching TV.
Yeah. And yeah, so he goes on. He goes to the basement, and he finds that one of the walls seems to have a crack in the wall, as if it was a door. See how you might get a crack in the door where light comes through. He
Mm.
sees that in the wall, and he's thinking, "What's going on?" He goes to it. He tries to figure it out. He touches it and realizes his hand goes through the wall.
Mm.
So up until then, things like this film is normal.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. It's just normal life. People going through tough times and stuff, trying to make it. And that's the moment where the film turns into
Into something else.
sci-fi, yeah, and something else. And that's where we see he's basically he's quite an inquisitive guy. He wants to find out what's going on. He goes in there and explores. And for him, because he's already going through a tough time in life, this is a great distraction. This
Mm.
is something that gives him a bit of purpose and a bit of, he gets to dominate this underground world because no one else knows it exists. It's
Mhm.
escapism for him. So that's where kind of the film, I guess, comes to life, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like when you're in there, Deval, when he walks into that kind of universe or whatever it is,
Mm,
dimension, whatever we want to call it, it is creepy. Like imagine, because you're thinking to yourself, okay, number one, where the hell is this place?
mhm,
What have I got myself into? And then it's like that thing where like Alice in Wonderland, you go through the kind of the door, and then you open up, and then it opens up more, and then it opens up more, and you just go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So and the movie kind of explains through the movie, I don't want to obviously give too much away. This is a movie you just basically have to go and see, but through the movie you kind of realize that this dimension or this place is a mirror image, or
mm,
sorry, not an exact mirror image, but like a broken image of things that are in the real world.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so when he's walking into the place, you'll see chairs that are half stuck to the wall. There's
mm,
there's actual people down there, but they look all weird.
mm,
So
yeah,
they are like they're like copies of
mm,
someone that
yeah,
might be in the real world, but the copies that's in that world, they look all weird.
yeah,
So it manifests, like what's going on in the real world manifests in this world in a kind of really weird and kind of weird way. And then at some point, his therapist, she kind of starts to worry about him, and he
Mm.
leaves a really cryptic kind of message on a voicemail, and so she goes to the shop. She wants to go and find him, and then she then enters that universe as well, and then it opens up this whole thing, and yeah, man, I just thought, number one, I just thought, oh my gosh, man, the way they ended it, I was like, I got to see more. I want to find out
Yeah.
more.
Kane Parsons, the director, he's already said that this is the start. There can be more of this.
Mm,
I mean, he hasn't actually told anyone where the backrooms came from and stuff like that. I don't know if he knows, and
mm,
or he just doesn't want to say because it's more mysterious and it's more cool to not to
to tell,
tell
yeah,
everyone the full story. But so much can happen. There can be sequels, there can be prequels. I mean, who knows what the backrooms actually is? And what you said about how the backrooms sort of presents a mirror image or some sort of remnants of an idea
yeah,
or a memory. And that is something that when you think about a memory, if you were to have a memory of something and then manifest that memory in reality, it
mm,
can never be perfect.
no,
Something's going to be missing from that memory because your
yeah,
mind isn't perfect. And the
no,
back rooms kind of represents like humanity's ability to remember and to replicate, and just how things can be so good or equally as evil.
yeah,
Sometimes in your dreams, bad things happens. What if that was to happen and that's someone's reality? They have to live it now because of your
yep.
dream. This is a crazy, it's crazy
Mad.
backrooms.
We don't
When you
know
think about it, it's mad.
exactly. We don't know like who created it, why it's there.
Mm,
All we know is that there's a company, shady company, that is
mm,
researching it, and then there's kind of more questions. So by the end of the movie,
yeah.
you're thinking, shit, there's no proper conclusion.
Mm,
All we know is that it this just opens up another whole set of questions, and opens up the whole universe. And yeah, man, it's the start of something big.
mm, definitely. And well done to him. Well done to Kane Parsons. Like
He's
being
20 years
16 years
old.
old. And when you see interviews of him, he's very serious. He's very methodical. He's very like the way he talks and comes across. He's just so zoned in. He's almost like he's one of those directors that are really about the detail, the fine detail. And
Yeah,
he's 20, but he seems like he's 40 or 50. Like
I
when he's
know.
talking, he doesn't sound like a young person. I
He
don't want
didn't
to call
sound
him
like
a
a
kid
20
because
year
he's an
old.
adult, but he doesn't come across. He comes across way older than his years. I
Mm,
can imagine
mm,
he probably. I don't know him or anything like that. I'm just going off what I've seen, but he probably doesn't like mesh well with other people his age. He probably needs
yeah,
people older to sort of bounce off
absolutely.
because he's just on another sort of wavelength almost.
Yeah, and there was a bit of criticism leveled
Mm,
at him and at the A24. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's just a whole big marketing thing, getting a 16-year-old who's
mm,
now a 20-year-old and blah blah blah." Because producing the movie is Osgood Perkins and
yeah,
James Wan.
yeah,
But I don't buy it. I reckon this 16-year-old boy who created that whole universe, and you're right, I probably get it. He probably might not know where it's going to end up,
yeah,
but I think he knows that universe probably better than
yeah.
anyone, Deval.
Yeah, yeah. I think even Mark Duplass, who was in the film as
Mm,
that kind of company shadow person,
mm,
shady person, he defended Kane Parsons online. Somebody said, "Oh, I bet he really didn't direct it. I bet someone else directed it." And he actually came online and said, "Nope,
oh,
I don't remember seeing you on set. Kane Parsons directed this film." But obviously, the director is the biggest name sometimes on a film. But you have to
yeah,
remember that not you, but people have to remember that there's other people involved, producers, there's the
yeah,
DOP, there's this person, there's sound, there's everyone owns their space. So yes, the director oversees it all, but they don't do everything. So yes, it's
yeah,
possible for a really smart young 20-year-old to direct, but he's still going to have things in place to support him.
yeah.
So it can happen, you know.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to kind of like what they do. I only
Mm,
hope that they don't just kind of let it fizzle out. They actually keep it all alive. And Kane Parsons, he's got this kind of vision. Listen, tonally, look, it reminded me of Severance. And I know you were going to tell
mm,
me something about Severance. It reminded me of Exit 8, which we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. So, this thing. And obviously, there are things down there which are scary as well. So there's moments in there where I think your worst fears can come out and get you and take you and do all those things. And there's a
mm.
big thing there's something big that happens in the movie which I thought was terrifying, Deval. Imagine
mate.
seeing
Oh,
that.
mm.
You know what made it worse? Every single time I saw Chewy Tail Ejiofor on there, I just thought, I'm looking at Deval. Deval, you know, you are so uncanny. I'm
No,
not even joking. I was like, I had to do a double take. And I was like,
is
what's
it?
Deval doing in Backrooms?
This is the staff of the living tribunal.
He's great. He really plays. He plays.
Oh
He's
my
a really
gosh.
broken character.
Yeah. He's good. I wonder how
He's
much they
got
got him
something
for,
going
because
on.
if the whole thing was under 10 million, how much did he get paid?
How much
He
did
would have got.
he got 5? What did he get?
Oh my gosh. Maybe he got a back end. But yeah, I was going to say the Severance creator,
Hmm.
Dan Erickson, he said that the Backrooms universe and the Backrooms, not just the universe, but the look and feel of Backrooms, the kind
Hmm.
of clinical feel, the sort of what do they call it, LED lighting, or
Hmm.
the sort of really harsh lighting gave him inspiration to how to set the scene of Severance.
Well,
Because
there
you'll
you
notice
go.
some of the Severance the corridors and all that is similar to Backrooms, just different color lighting. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, so the internet can actually inspire traditional Hollywood as well.
Other people as well. Yeah. So
Mm.
go check it out. Let us know what you think. You know, at us at the Flixters, and we will be more than happy to share that review on next episode. All right. Okay, Devaldo, let's do Master of the Universe. Take it away.
Yeah, so I'll do this quite quickly. I'm not going to spend long on the next
Okay.
sort of few films, because obviously we'll be here all day. But
Mm.
it's the Masters Universe. So this is a reboot that is from the original Masters of the Universe that came out in 1987. I want to say,
Mhm.
starring Dolph Lundgren and Courtney Cox. I think was in that as well,
Yeah,
wasn't
Courtney
she?
Cox was in it. Yeah.
Yes, this one's directed by Travis Knight, who gave us Bumblebee. So
Okay, I didn't
Bumblebee
mind that.
and yeah, Kubo and Two Strings and
Mm.
other stuff as well. And this one is starring, which I didn't know, he's a British guy who is Nicholas Galitzine.
Mm.
We've got Camilla Mendes, we've got Idris Elba in this as well.
Yeah.
And we also got Jared Leto was Skeletal.
Okay.
Yeah, so got some good names here. There's also another name that I can't remember. Kristen Wiig. Yeah, Kristen Wiig's in this as well
Yeah.
as a voice of Roboto. Uh, and okay, so okay, are you gonna watch this? By the way, I'm trying to figure out what to give away, what not to give away.
Mate, do it.
There is a cameo from someone. Okay, all I say is there is a cameo that you don't expect, but they're in it. So
Okay.
there's a special cameo in this,
All
but
right.
watch the film to find out who it is. But yeah, so this is Adam, Prince of Eternia,
Mm.
who is obviously He-Man, but the story starts off him as a young boy in Eternia with his dad, who's the king, his mum is the queen. The dad is trying to show him how to be macho, how to be a man, and
Mm.
so you got to be a fighter, you got to be strong, all that kind of stuff. So as a boy, he's trying to look up to his dad, trying to be the man that he thinks his dad wants him to be.
Mm.
Before he even gets to be that man, Skeletor and his forces come and they attack. There's such a this film. First of all, I'm stopping at the story here, but this film, the tone isn't what you think it's going to be.
So what?
Don't
Comedy?
go in there. You, but it is a bit of a comedy. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. But don't go in there looking for a serious kind of. The
Okay.
film very much takes the piss out of itself,
Oh, does it? What
and
like
not
Thor?
like Ragnarok, you mean, or
Yeah. Like
a bit like that, but not so in your face.
okay.
It's a bit subtle for people that understand the He-Man world and
Mm.
understand that this is not totally serious. But I didn't go in there thinking that. So at first I thought, what's this nonsense? It's just a bit. It's just a bit like there's a bit where Skeletor is attacking like Eternia. His
Yeah.
ships are there, lasers are going, and Idris Elba runs to the king and says, "Sire, we're under attack." And I'm like, you don't say. It's like it's so obvious, but that happens in the cartoons, isn't it? It's like they
Oh,
sometimes copy
it's
what cartoons, and
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
literal, but it's like they just take the piss. But you just got to be in that mode, otherwise not gonna like it. But
yeah.
anyway, so while that attack's happening, Adam gets whisked away, just like in Thor, actually.
Mm.
And funny enough, Idris Elba's there to whisk people. Remember in Thor, he sent them
He
away to
was
Earth.
Heimdall.
Yeah. So in this
Yeah.
one, the sorceress, who's played by she was in Deadpool. What's her name?
Morena Baccarin.
Yeah, that's the one. she's the sorcerer. She whisks him away as a boy with the sword of omens. No, that's fun.
Okay.
That's Thundercat. Sorry,
We're getting our
with the
cartoons mixed
sword.
up.
I know he gets whisked away with the sword,
Loses
and
his memory.
as he lands, no, he knows who he is, but as he lands
Okay.
on Earth, he loses the sword. The
Right.
sword gets diverted. So he lands and he basically goes through his life working in HR, dead end kind of job. And on the desk it says he, him as his pronouns. And it's so funny because it's he man,
He
isn't it? But it
man.
says he.
Yeah. He
Those
him.
little jokes kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so he knows who he is. He's told some people who he is. No one believes him. People think he's
Mm.
mad. People think, oh, what are you talking about? You're from Eternia,
Yeah,
blah,
Eternia.
blah,
What's
blah.
Eternia, etc. Yeah.
Exactly. So living his life. And then all of a sudden, he's always trying to find a sword, by the way. But so he finds a sword online. He goes
As
to
you
like a
would do in
comic,
2026.
goes to a comic store where the
Yeah.
sword is there, gets the sword. And once he gets the sword, it raises an alarm like a beacon. So
Okay.
now the Skeletor's forces know where it is. They come
Where
to
it is.
Earth and
Right.
try to fight for it.
And there's a whole
And then
battle.
Talia, his friend, she comes and finds him, takes him back to Eternia, and then they fight for the sword. Basically, Skeletor is exactly how he is in the cartoon,
Oh,
but in
really?
this, Jared
Okay.
Leto's voice does not sound like Jared Leto. It sounds like someone else.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it sounds like someone else, and it's just funny. Uh, He-Man has made, while he was a child trying to remember his past, he
Mm.
gave everyone names. So he gave like there's a character called Fisto who's called Fisto in the cartoons,
Mm.
but you can't call someone Fisto in. Like he said, "Oh, what do you do? I fist people." Do you know what I mean? That's an adult joke, and it's like he's saying it. It's just mad. So it's like he gives them all names that a child would give them.
Right. Yeah.
Ram
Yeah.
Man because he
Ram
rams people.
Rams people. Yeah.
It's just mad. So yeah, so he does all this and they fight, they win this, they win against Skeletor. Idris Elba as Man at Arms, Duncan, he does his thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny as long as you go in there and you expect it. Don't
Expecting.
expect a serious thing at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's certain things at the end that happen that is just it's the cartoon. Like remember the cartoon when they laugh, they're like shaking their
But they,
shoulders like that.
yeah, they do that, do they?
There's a scene where they're all standing in a circle and they're like they're laughing at a joke that we haven't actually heard, but they're just laughing. And they're doing exactly as it is in the cartoons. But if you haven't seen the cartoons, you won't know
You
that.
won't know
They're
that.
taking a piss out of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a laugh, but don't take it too serious, and you'll enjoy it. I think
Okay.
there's two post credit scenes as well,
Oh,
and
two.
you can
So that means.
imagine, yeah, stay to
Oh.
the end. You can imagine what one of the post credit scenes is going to be revealing a new character. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah,
Oh
a
shit!
new
So
character
I
that you
might
can
have to
imagine
go
is
and
going to be
watch
in the
it.
sequel.
So is it worth watching in the cinema then? This?
Not really,
No. Okay.
not really, but it is worth watching for a bit of fun. But
All
I
right.
wouldn't say go to the cinema to watch unless you actually want to see it on the big screen.
Right.
But
I
you don't really
gotcha.
need to. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
yeah.
All right. Well, folks, there you have it. That's Master of the Universe, and we'll see. So obviously, I'm assuming, depending on how well this does, we're going to get a sequel.
I think we'll get a sequel. It probably won't do well in the cinema, but they've
Hmm.
teased the sequel, so
So
maybe they've got to back it up.
maybe
So
they've already Amazon, and this is Amazon, isn't it? So this is going to come
yeah,
on Amazon
yeah,
Prime.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, okay, go check it out, folks. That's called Master of the Universe. Let us know what you think if you do see it. Now let's move on to Scary Movie 6. So we already spoke about part 2, which was 25 years ago. Here we are, fast forward, Scary Movie 6, and we've seen all the trailers. We know the cast is all back again. You've already mentioned, Devaldo, that Keenan Ivory Wayans, he's directing it. So yeah, tell us about this, man. What did you make of it? What's the storyline? Who are they taking the piss out of?
Well, just a quick correction. The Wayans Brothers are not directing this one. They
Oh,
did write it. They were part of the
okay.
writing, but someone called Michael Tides is directing this one. So the power of the franchise is still kind of split. It's not all by the
Mm.
Wayans anymore. So
But they brought them back
something's
in again.
yeah, they've brought them back in definitely, and they've written it now or co-written it.
Okay.
So yeah, so this person, Michael Tides, he did direct Naked, which has got Marlon Wayans in it, or Sean Wayans, is
Oh,
it? I'm getting
okay.
mixed up. And also directed Haunted House 2 comedy, and other comic sextuplets, which has got, I think, the Wayans in it as well.
The
So
Wayne's in as
that
well. Okay.
person is in bed with the Wayans. So you might as well say the Wayans directed it, to be honest. But
Mm.
anyway, so yeah, so this one is basically, this is years after the last one of these films was 2013.
Wow.
So,
So
and
it's a while.
the first one was 2020. So this is 26 years from the first one. Everyone's back. Sean Wayans, Marlon
Yeah.
Wayans, blooming Anna Faris. You
Anna
got
Faris.
Regina Hall is in
Paul.
this.
Yep.
You've got Tiana Taylor makes a cameo in this. Carmen Electra's in this.
Wow.
Everybody's in this, and you got the new crew. So this kind of takes a steer from how Scream did its thing.
Mm.
This was a Scream parody. So Scream, the recent Screams, you see how the OG cast have got
Mm.
kids,
Yep.
and now the kids are going through it with the
Yep.
parents. This is kind of similar. So they've got kids now, and the kids are now going through it, and then the parents are there to help them. So it's very, very
Mad.
similar like that.
Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, so yeah, there isn't much story to this. It's basically taking a piss out of every. So the story is what I just said. So the young people have now got uh, Ghostface
Mm.
chasing them, trying to kill them. So
Okay.
the young people then go to the parents and say, "Oh, help! We've got Ghostface!" And the young people, the OG crew, now sort of
Regroup.
re-Avenger,
Yeah.
regroup to come and fight together.
Mm.
And along the way, they just take the piss out of every random thing, every random horror film you can think of. You got Terrifier, you got Get Me Out, you got
Get me out.
to think of a horror film that came out recently in the past 15 years or so. You got everything. It's just you got Megan, you
Yeah.
got Long
Yeah.
Legs,
Yeah.
you got just Michael Jackson. They take the piss out of Michael Jackson. Uh, you got Wednesday. One of the
Oh, what?
daughters is called Tuesday, but it's actually Wednesday. But they can't say Wednesday because of contractual, you know,
Holy
rights
shit.
kind of thing.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, every horror film is taking the piss out of at the right time, and it just doesn't let up. There's laughs. Depends on if you
Gags.
find it funny, but there's laughs coming like every so often.
Mm.
Some of them is like, oh, haha, some of them is like a little chuckle,
Yeah.
but it's slapstick. You know what these kinds of films are like. It's just,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, it's funny. So it's just, yeah, it's just. I would say go to cinema for this one
Mm. Oh, is
more
it?
than
Okay. More
more
than Master.
than Masters of the Universe, because this one is a sort of thing where you're laughing with a bunch of people and it's kind of like a bit of a vibe.
Good
And I was
experience. Yeah.
surprised there was a lot of young people in this film, and they laughed. I thought this would be more for the older generation because they don't really make films like this anymore. They
No.
don't really make films of this
Oh,
comedy anymore.
mate, comedy,
Uh,
very, very little comedy
mm,
that you see. And listen, man, before we kind of move on and everything, and I'll get your take on it and everything, like tell me what whether it's recommended or not. Man, the Waynans, they look exactly the same. They
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
aged
yeah, yeah.
25 years,
Marlon
man.
Wayans, we saw him in that film. Was that that horror film, the sports one?
The sport
Him
where
was it him
he's like an
called again?
agent. Him, yeah, that's right.
He or him or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, so he's still been doing his thing. I think Sean Wayne's we ain't seen as much, not really here in the UK anyway. But
Mm.
yeah, they look the same, and they're just the same sort of energy. And even the rest of the cast, Regina Hall, Anna Faris, sorry,
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor. She's like, you know, every scary movie and every, I think even Scream used to do it, where they had like a celebrity kind of at the
Like
start.
at the start of the movie, yeah.
Yeah, and they got killed, and then the movie started. So Tiana Taylor, she's the one at the start of the movie.
Right,
She's the
gotcha.
one that is like they're kind of taking a piss out of, and she's meant to survive, and she does a great job. She takes a
Wicked.
piss out of like one battle after another. She takes a piss
Oh,
out of the
okay,
fact she didn't win
gotcha.
an Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they start strong. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's worth a
Yeah,
watch.
man.
Worth a watch.
Oh
Worth a
my gosh.
watch.
So it's great the fact that we're getting these comedy movies. Like, I mean, the only other one that I can think of is Naked Gun, where they just recently did.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, a bit of a comeback.
Interesting. All right. Okay. So go check that out, folks. That is Scary Movie 6. Go to your local cinema, go check it out. And if you do watch it, let us know. And we will speak about that on the show as always. Now, Devaldo, have we got time for
Yeah, real
Passenger
quick.
or should we do
Yeah,
that? Yeah. Okay. Let's do another movie.
yeah.
So, this is another movie that's out in cinema. Deval went out and watched this one. This is another horror vibe. So, Devaldo, take it away for Passenger.
Yeah, Passenger. This one's a bit of a road horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's directed by Andre Øvrendal, who
Okay.
directed Troll Hunter,
Yeah.
2010. I
Mm-hmm.
directed Autopsy of Jane Doe, 2016, and
Yeah.
also directed 2023's The Last Voyage of Demeter. That's a bit
Okay.
of
Yeah,
a
we spoke
vampire
about it.
movie.
Yeah.
So this person loves a bit of horror.
Mm-hmm.
And this one stars Jacob Scipio, Lou LaBelle, and Melissa Teo.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is basically a horror movie for the roads. Basically, there's a spirit that's
Mm.
attached to the motorways in America, the highways, and there's certain rules that, especially the people that are like, remember Nomadland,
Yes.
where people drive around and they live on the road and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's
Yeah.
certain rules that they go by, certain things that codes that they live by,
Mm-hmm.
and some of those codes involve not stopping
Yeah.
on the open road. You don't stop unless you go to
No.
like a park or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's because they're afraid that if you stop when it's dark and just randomly, a spirit is going to attach itself to you
Oh,
and
please.
cause you hell, basically. And that's what happens in this film. So this couple, they're from the city. They want to start a new life and be a bit detached from the city, be a bit more free. So they want to go and live out on the road for a year or so
Off grid.
and off the grid. And while they're doing that, they come across someone who's had an accident. They try to help that person. That person dies because of the spirit. And
Mm.
while they stop to help this person, like I said, they stopped.
Oh
The
gosh.
spirit now attaches itself to them. It marks their car. And because of that, wherever they go now, the spirit's going to be spooking them out, do all kinds of shit. And
Oh,
this spirit doesn't relent. So it attaches itself to you, and bit by bit, it scares the shit out of you. And
yeah.
then it comes to get you. And that's literally what happens in this film. And then they go from place to place. The girl is the one that she's in the know. The boyfriend doesn't believe her. She's
Yeah.
seeing things, she's telling him things, and he's like, "Oh, come on, come on." Always the stereotypical thing, you know?
It's always the guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then bit by bit now he starts to believe her because they have this romantic scene in the woods. Romantic scene where they're watching
What, they start getting frisky.
well, I think they're going to, but they watch a film on a projector because they ain't got a screen, so they watch it on a projector on
Mm.
their caravan or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And during that time, the spirit comes and tries to deal with them, and that's when he starts to believe it because he sees it
Yeah.
and he's shitting himself, and then they run off and all that, and from there they're together. So they now believe what's happening, and
What's
they're
happening?
trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
find answers, they're trying to
So
find
it's
clues.
just following them all the way through.
It's following them, and it's silly things that happen where the girlfriend is a bit, which is a fiance, because he actually asked her to marry him, but she just does. Sometimes, in horror, you got to do stupid things. Otherwise, a
Yeah.
film would be 5 minutes. But there are some stupid things where she walks into a car park late at night by herself. Her boyfriend's in the gym.
Like
He says,
what?
"I'll go. I'll catch you up." So she goes into the dark car park.
Oh my lord.
Just stay at the gym until he's finished. That's all
Yes.
you got to do. There's no
Go on your
rush.
phone.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So she does that, and a ghost comes and torments her until he comes. He says, "Oh, what happened? Oh, it was here. What's here?" They go to the camera. There's nothing on the camera. Good, serves you right.
Oh my
Another
gosh.
time, they're driving, get a flat tire in the
Oh
dark
god.
on the highway. So they stop. If it was me, I'm going 5 miles an hour, mate. I'm not stopping. I'm not
Holy
stopping.
shit, man.
But then while they're changing the tire, it comes and
It comes
deals with
from.
them. Yeah,
Oh,
so there's certain things happen, but then obviously, how these horror films are. They find
yeah.
out a way to overcome the spirit.
Overcome the spirit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a reason the spirit's doing what it's doing. It's been doing it for a very long time, but
Right.
there's certain things that they need to do to deal with the spirit. I'm not going to say what it is, but there's specific things they need to do.
But then what?
Uh,
But how do they find? Is it what? Does it have one of those scenes where they do research in the library
yes,
and then
they
they?
do
Oh, okay.
research. Yeah.
Right.
Also,
Okay.
with the other nomads, one of the nomads somehow they start talking, and the nomad realizes what's happening to them, and that
Because
nomad
it's happened to them.
that nomad is like a sort of a middle-aged lady. She knows about this, and she's like, when she first tells her, she's like, "Stay away from me, stay away from me," and she runs away. She's like, "I don't want anything to do with you." And then they find her again, and then she says, "Okay, I'll help you," and she tells them
And I
like
bet you
what's
she
happening.
dies.
Oh, this always happens, isn't it? They go to the person to get help, and because of that, and the way she dies, oh, that's the best death in the whole film. The
Oh, is
best
it?
death. She's ready to help them. They
Yeah,
both pull up next to each other,
yeah.
and she's like, "Okay, follow me." And then she goes to her rearview mirror, and the
And it's
thing's
there.
there, and it gets her head and goes like this, and her neck just opens up, and they're sitting there looking at it. It just goes, shh, the blood. It's a crazy death.
Look at us
I'm
laughing
like,
at
flipping
this.
heck. Like, see what you did? You asked her for help, now she's dead. She said to you, don't come. You came, and now she's dead. And they just drive off.
This is, it's like, we're really sorry. And
You
then
know
they
what I
got to
mean?
basically get out.
You
Poor
know?
lady. Poor old
It's
lady, right?
mad.
Just
It always
wanted to
makes me
live
laugh
like a
that
nomad.
it terrorized them for like how many days, and it comes to the lady 5 minutes later, she's dead because she's not the star. I mean, it could have done that to the girl ages ago, but it just chose not to.
You know what? With these types of movies, they have that inbuilt. It's part of the whole trope. It's all
Yeah.
part of that whole thing. So,
Ah,
is this
mate.
so? All right. So, Devado, this isn't because I saw the trailer and I thought, oh, this looks creepy. This looks interesting. This thing that keeps following them, and it reminded me of It Follows a little bit as well, and and all that
Okay.
sort of stuff. So, it's not. It's compared to obviously some of the other horror films that we've seen. It's not.
It's not on the same level, but it's
It's not the
fun.
same level.
It's fun. It's just not on the same level
Yeah.
at all. At all. It's grossed worldwide $27 million. I'm not sure what it was made for. I'm pretty
Mm,
sure it would have been made for less than 10, I hope, but you just never know. So I would have thought it would have made some sort of profit, but it's not on the same level. It is entertaining. It's Paramount
mm,
film. It was made in one location in America,
yeah.
and yeah, it's just entertaining, but just not something I would rush to really.
Yeah. Okay. Great. There's other movies basically on there, Backrooms and Scary Movie
Yeah,
6
yeah,
for
yeah,
other
yeah,
people to watch as well. All right.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
listen. Look, there you have it, folks. Go check those movies out. Especially for me, I haven't seen obviously the other ones, but for me, Backrooms. We spoke about Obsessions last week and Backrooms, two movies. If you get a chance, go watch those. And obviously, like Deval mentioned, if you want a bit of fun, silly fun, go check out Scary Movie Part 6. Now, Devaldo, before we go, we've got,
Mm,
listen, man, we've got Disclosure Day is going to be coming up.
yes,
We've
yep.
got Supergirl, which is going to be coming up pretty
Hmm.
soon.
Hmm.
What other big stuff is coming up?
Oh, there's some. I mean, there's. I think God is coming out, or is God is. I think that's coming out on streaming. Actually, I'm not sure if it's
God
coming
is,
out on
yeah.
cinema. It's such a seminar.
Coming up.
Uh, so yes, we've got a few. I mean, I think June is looking like it's going to end off quite well. Like you mentioned with
Mm.
Supergirl, there's a film called The Furious, which is out on the 12th of
Yes,
June.
martial arts movie.
That looks wicked, like
Right.
wicked.
I
Yeah,
know.
that
I've seen
looks
the
really
trailer.
good.
It looks wicked.
Yeah, and also Leviticus is coming out on the 19th of June.
Yes, we've
That's the
spoken about
film that
that.
looks like another good horror film, in
Yeah.
indie, low budget film. That looks good.
This
So
year is doing great for horror
looking all
movies,
right.
folks.
It's looking all right. It's looking all right.
All right, listen, look, that's it for now. Keep it locked with the Flixters, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Till next time. Peace.